Hey y'all. I know we late. We had some technical difficulties with this here internet of the nets.
Started from
But
the
we want
bottom
to
of the
welcome
hill.
I know. We want to welcome y'all to the live Shawn and Renee show. This is just our little yap session. We just want to talk about some things that's been going on. But before we get started, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you all for subscribing. Welcome, new subscribers. Hey, y'all. How
Hello.
y'all doing? Thank you to the trolls. We see y'all too. How y'all doing, trolls?
Charles, you contribute as well, so we thank you also.
Yeah, and we just want to thank y'all for tuning in to your girls and hear what we got to say. Thank you. And before we get started, hit that like button. Send us to friends, families, co-workers, because we just some young ladies that's just want to bring y'all our viewpoint of what's going on in this here world. But thank y'all for joining. Hey y'all. Nisha,
It's been a
how
long
you
week.
been?
It's been, I
Child.
feel like I've been dragging to the finish line all week long. It's been a struggle bus. I don't know if it was, we in Michigan.
Right.
So I don't know if it's the weather. And correct me if I'm wrong. This December is quite aggressive in comparison to the past few years. So it's been taking me back. This is
Yeah.
January weather, February weather that we're getting here in December. But Michigan is also mood swingy. So by the time
Yes.
it gets to Christmas, it could be 40, 50 degrees, child. So you just never know
True.
here in Michigan. So
I feel like this week put me by my ankles and butt my head all week long. Like it has whooped me. This week whooped me.
whoop
Like
that
literally.
trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that
like
trick.
ser- like seriously. But I ain't gonna lie, ever since the time change, my body been off. Like I've been thrown off. Like I am a mess. Like I can't wait to spring forward. Like I am a mess right now.
You been chopped
Literally
and
a
screwed
mess.
all week, honey.
I've been chopped and screwed since we fell back. Since we lost the hour. I don't know how 1 hour I don't know how 1 hour destroyed my life, but it has.
Well,
I am
I
a
don't know.
mess
I may
right
have
now.
been a bird in my past lifetime because birds when you put the blanket over their cage, it's like they go into sleep mode as soon as it get dark.
Right.
So with us losing sunlight so early, I'm like, well, I guess it's time to go to bed. Meanwhile, it's 5:45. So
Okay. Okay. I just
it's
been
not time to
I've
go to
been
bed.
I've been struggling. Like I've been struggling. Like I've been like I look out the window. I done did a laundry, then did some cleaning. I'm like, it's dark. What am I
Hey
supposed to
y'all,
do?
come on in the room.
I don't know, Nisha. I'm just having a hard time with this weather and the time change. I think it's a combination of the two. And I just feel like, where do we go from here? Like, can March hurry up? Like, my birthday in March, so I can't wait for March because
Well,
it's
this is what I told myself, okay? First
all
and
right.
foremost, I rebuke seasonal depression in the name of Jesus. I am not about to be in that wintertime slump. Not gonna do it.
Amen.
Not gonna do it.
Amen. Hallelujah. Amen.
I said
Hallelujah.
I'm
Amen.
going to use my gym membership to go to the sauna. Okay, on a regular basis. I'm gonna be going to brunch just the same as I was in the summertime. I'm about to be going to happy hour just the same as I was in the summertime. I am
Okay.
going to enjoy the winter festivities, which I hardly ever do. I'm going
Me
to go
too.
downtown. I'm a Detroiter, y'all. I'm gonna go downtown. I'm gonna enjoy the winter festivities. I'm gonna watch people ice skate. Not gonna get on those skates, but I'm a people watch on the ice skates. I'm gonna
Right.
enjoy the winter drinks, the hot cocos and the teas and all that stuff. And I'm gonna just make it festive because honestly, once you get over January and February, March is a walk in the park. March is
Right.
long, but you throw a vacation in there, you'll survive.
Right. It's true. And I plan on like I was just saying I was gonna go see the Christmas lights and stuff. Definitely going to see the Christmas lights because I wanted to because it's a place here in Flint where we can go and get on a train. It's like a little Christmas train and go and see the lights and everything. So I think I'm gonna do that just to break up the monotony and everything because my vacation, I'm counting down to my vacation. So you know,
Um,
so good.
my last few vacations, I have implemented a lot of at home time because normally, like, as soon as I come back home, go back to work, but implementing some at home time really makes a difference.
It does.
So I said, you know what? I pay for utilities. I pay to be up in this thing. I need to
Right,
use this place. I need to be up in
right,
here.
right,
Um, and really, I think women are really good at that, turning the home into like a place of solace and really making it
right,
cozy and all that good stuff. So,
right,
nonetheless, that's what's going on in my world, child. That's what's going on.
right. Hey everybody. Thank you for the encouragement.
Yes. Happy Saturday.
Happy
Happy
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes. All right, you want to jump into this thing? Where we gonna start today?
Um,
Well, I'll
First of
start.
all, I want to say this before we
What's
get
up?
started.
What's up?
I know the Diddy documentary been hot on the streets.
Yeah.
Everybody been talking about it.
What's
Everybody
up?
been watching it. Okay.
They have. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be real honest to the peoples. We're not gonna
Okay.
do an in-depth Diddy documentary
No,
conversation.
we're not.
We're not giving 50 Cent any views.
No.
Um, we're not giving Diddy any more energy. The case is done.
Yeah.
We're not giving any more to that situation. The stuff that's been coming out in that documentary is stuff we didn't heard for the past 30 years and already been confirming years ago. So
Right.
honestly, I feel like the documentary is for the new school to get them insight on what was happening back then and
Right.
so forth. I kind of feel like I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt on that, and nothing shocks and surprises me. Uh, it really doesn't matter.
And
I
and,
I
and the
want to
thing
know one more
about it,
thing.
what's up?
The Joe Budden podcast, they made a point to talk about the documentary, but nobody watched it. Why do they be talking about stuff that they don't haven't even researched? I don't understand that.
So here's my take.
Okay.
I'm not gonna support anything that Curtis Petty Jackson is doing. And as far as Sean Combs, um, we've been new. I grew up in the '90s, so the stories that are coming out, some of them have are false, some of them are true. So it is what it is with him. I've never been a fan of his per se as a human. I will not negate everything he brought to the game.
Right.
Everybody
Right.
always say separate the person from the art. Eh, sometimes you can, but that middle line, You got to walk that lightly. But again, I will not negate what he brought to the game. We wouldn't have never got married. We never got Jodeci. We never got a lot of artists that we love. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as his personal life, he got convicted by a jury of his peers. He's doing his time. All this extra dragging him through the mud. I don't care. I'm just going to break. I don't care. I don't care about Sean Combs enough to dedicate a whole documentary. Um, People seeing
In
how
four
he
parts.
moved,
It was like 4 or 5
four
parts.
parts, right? So it's like everybody in the industry knew how he was, same how they knew how Kelly was. It's just like y'all knew how this dude was. Y'all knew how he moved. Y'all knew how strategic he was. It's no coincidence he had a baby with Sarah Chapman, who dated Tupac. It's no coincidence he had a baby with Kim Porter, who was with Albie Shore. It's no coincidence that now we know that Misa was dating Eric Sermon and he had a child with her. I mean, he get back at people through women. That's his MO. So whatever gratitude that 50 is getting from this, just know turn around is fair game, buddy. And we've been seeing the stories
Yeah.
on you, sir, that you are suppressing documentation about your own domestic violence situations and things. So it's just like when the karma spin a block, just don't be shot. Just
For
be shot.
whatever reason, 50 gets a lot of gratification in situations like this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to undermine his work as a producer, but I also know that the way he presents himself, it always comes across very vindictive, a get
Villain.
back kind of energy,
Super villain.
malicious. It
Yep, super
doesn't come
villain.
across as I have had this opportunity for a job and I'm going to do well at the job. It always comes
Right.
across so personal, like payback.
Right.
And that is one of my biggest gripes with 50 because it always seems so calculated on a personal
Right.
level. Nonetheless, um, I really at the root of my being, I don't give a damn.
Me either. Like I'm just like I don't care.
I don't care. At the root of my being, I
Yeah,
don't care.
I don't care.
It's bigger fish to fry.
Oh, honey, yes.
We don't
It's
know what this health insurance gonna do at the top of the year. Why are we talking about this?
okay. I looked at how much I'm going to be paying just for me. I don't have any children. I don't have any dependents. What I'm going to be paying just for me is over $500 a month. That's just me. That's me. That's just me.
Mind you, y'all, T works in the healthcare industry.
Work at a hospital. And I myself have to pay over $500 a month in insurance. It's crazy. Health insurance going up, groceries going up, child care is going up, but the wages
Diapers
ain't
have
going
gone
up.
up. I live up north. The price of salt to put on the sidewalks has gone up.
To make sure you don't break your neck and get some salt is going up. What are
And
we doing?
I, well, I was watching a recent press conference with our current president, and a White House reporter asked our president, what does he have to say to the people who insurance is going to go up at the beginning of the year? When is this new plan going to roll out? I want to note this is not his first presidency, and the talk of a
No,
health insurance plan is not new.
no.
It's not new to this term, meaning he had years upon years upon years upon years to create a plan and to
Yes.
come up with something better than what's already presented.
Right.
He has not done so. And my intuition is telling me, my good common sense, my ability to do one plus one equals two is telling me this health insurance plan is going to be in the same place the southern border wall will be. They're going to be in the same
Incomplete.
place.
Incomplete.
Existent.
Non-existent
Incomplete.
and incomplete. Because
Yeah.
now he started that wall, but they didn't finish it because, Mexico is
It was
supposed to
some
pay for
Lego
it. But
blocks. It was some Lego blocks
yeah,
up there.
right,
A toddler can come and kick it down. It was some
right.
Lego blocks. Um, but what is so devastating to me is the not necessarily the president himself, but the advisors, all of the people that surround him that are
Right.
in position to protect the American people as well, to make sure that the head of state is not operating in this way. Everybody is asleep.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
No, they
seems
more
to be
than
asleep.
they more than asleep. It's the enabling the
Mm-hmm.
foolishness. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't yet to see anybody call him out and say, Mr. President, what you're doing is dumb. What you're doing. Now, people have politically on the outside said his decisions are hurting America, but nobody close to him has said it. The only one, and she did her whole little interview, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And we
Miss,
got to take it with a grain of salt, little grain of
okay,
salt.
Miss, I'm finna run away and retire because now I can't take it. She's the only one. I didn't watch her interview, but I did see a couple clips, and I see that she's trying to do a campaign on her way out to remove Mike Johnson from being Speaker of the House. Which, if she succeeds, kudos to her. But I still think she a punk. Still think she helped usher this in. You should stay and fight. And you calling people out on your way out, but you refusing to stay to fight. So I'm taking what you doing mm, how it
There
is.
has been some very coward behavior from her, and I've been watching interviews and upon interviews to try to see if her mindset has shifted or if her motives have shifted. There's a
It's a
big
little bit of
difference
both.
between the two,
Yeah.
and I do think it's a mixture of both,
Mm-hmm.
but I do believe who she is inherently at the core is still the same, because
Correct.
the element of accountability in those conversations, in those interviews, are not there. Anytime the interviewer has brought up, but you were one of the ones spearheading what we're experiencing now. You're partly
Absolutely.
responsible for being a megaphone voice in the political sphere when it came to pushing this particular agenda. And you were visceral in your approach in so many ways. It's well documented. It's pictures, videos.
Yep.
I mean, quotes after quote after quote of you on public
T-shirts.
platforms,
T-shirts and hats.
behaving a certain way. The hats,
Right.
the t-shirts, everything in between.
Yep. Yep.
I did not see her say, you know what? It was me. I did do that. I did. This was my mindset then. This is my mindset now. I'm not gonna pretend as though it didn't happen.
Right.
Um, I'm remorseful. This is why I'm remorseful. None of that has come out of her mouth. I don't
No
trust you.
accountability. Nope. No
I don't
accountability.
trust you.
Right.
If you were in the bathroom stall and you said, "Sister girl, I ran out of tissue. Can you pass me tissue?" I would leave you without tissue.
Right. Right.
I would
Like,
leave you
figure it
without
out.
it. Figure
Figure
it
it out.
out.
Cause you let the American people have to figure it out. You figure it out. So yeah, I'm taking it as like she's trying to figure out a way to leave in people's good graces, so to speak. But you're not taking accountability for anything you did, and that's the problem. Nobody on
Mm-hmm.
that side takes accountability for anything, and that's my biggest
Mm-hmm.
problem with them. It's like, why? How is it everybody else's fault? Same with the president. He blames Barack Obama and Joe Biden for everything. They ain't been president. You president. Sir, like, look in the mirror. You're the president. These people are at the house. Barack been at the house for so long. He just out here
Chilling
kicking it. He just
at the
out here kicking
barbershop,
it.
kicking it.
He going to the basketball games, chilling. Joe somewhere dealing with his cancer diagnosis. It's you, sleepy, falling asleep everywhere you go. Like, be for real. Like, be for real. You're falling asleep
Um,
everywhere you go. You're a laughing stock.
we know,
Point blank. Period.
the American people. We have been around elders long enough to know when there's an onset of cognitive cognitive delays,
And decline.
um, decline,
Cognitive decline. It's the decline. Big
and it's a
decline.
steep decline. It's like it's steep.
Did you
We've been
see?
around enough elders to know.
Did you see Caroline Lovett lie and say that the reason why he got band-aids on his hands because he shake a lot of hands? I said, this bitch crazy. I said, that's the best lie you could come up with. He got to have band-aids on his hands because he shake a lot of hands. You don't know how many hands the president shake. I was just like, girl, move around. We ain't going for that.
That's
Girl,
one of
I
those
was
where you be
like,
like, say, we're in the twilight zone. We're
yes,
in the twilight zone.
we are.
Um, white people, I'm saying this to you. I'm saying this to you. I'm not saying this to you as individuals. I'm saying this to you as a community, right? As a whole, as a group. You guys have a unhealthy talent when it comes to sitting in delusion. It is to the extreme. And a lot of times you all will rather get get along and go along with false narratives in order to avoid confrontation and contention with one another when it comes to the wise the wise scale, right? For example, when we see these interviews with the reporters and we see a room full of white folks and we see a room full of reporters missing any kind of color, and it's all of y'all in those rooms,
Mm-hmm.
nobody is speaking up. Now we know that black folks, we are quite boisterous people, and a lot of times what we're feeling comes right out our mouth in the moment and is considered politically incorrect. We're labeled that we don't know how to behave. We don't know how to act right in certain spaces. And then we're deemed undeserving of being in certain spaces because we're calling out hypocrisy in real time.
Right.
Okay. We're tired of that labor. We're tired of that labor. We're tired of seeing you all witness, okay, people like our president look a black woman in the face and degrade her because she's speaking truth. In those moments, I'm watching a room full of others like you sit quietly and see her be degraded. As
Namely
journalists,
men. Namely
men,
men.
men, to me, that says either you're okay with the false
Mm-hmm.
narratives or you're
Yep.
fearful. You're
Yep.
scared. You're not as tough as you pretend to be.
Right.
You're very tough when it comes to directing that energy to minorities. You're very tough when you're presenting that energy to black folks. You're very tough.
Women.
Women,
Yes.
you're very tough. But you're not so tough in those situations. If you consider yourself a journalist, what makes America honestly great is our ability to have the free press, free speech, All of those things is a power of our Constitution. You journalists that are in those rooms, you're not upholding your end of what it means to protect that part of our Constitution. To be
It's not.
fearful.
It's not. And the thing that I find very interesting is that no, I have yet to see any male reporters challenge the president. Not one time. I've seen women do it. I've seen multiple women do it, but I've never seen any male reporters challenge him. And when Mandani went to visit him, and he was skinning and grinning and all happy and all in Mandani's face, and Mandani stood tall and said, "Yeah, you're a fascist." You know, he said it to his face, even though he was trying to be politically correct in that moment. No reporter challenged anything to Trump. Nobody said a word. They just sat there, got their little sound bites, and moved on. And what I find very concerning is that we need men to challenge him because he backs down from any man that challenges him. He gets a kick out of calling women piggy or telling them they're stupid and dumb and the fake news and all this stuff to a woman. But when a man actually challenges him, he backs down. And that's what we need, the male species as a whole challenge him.
Let me ask you
Because
this,
one,
Q.
hmm,
What do you think these media conglomerates are telling their frontline journalists?
don't do
What
it.
conversation in those boardrooms when they lay down the expectation of how to engage with our current presidency? What is the instruction that you believe that they're sending them out on the front line battling to get the necessary information for the people?
Well, the thing about it is, Don Lemon spoke on it. The networks don't want to have the pushback from this administration. So the reporters just ask friendly questions to him that'll get him rambling, but won't challenge him. So, say for instance, like Don Lemon will never be invited to speak to him. Never. They won't even let Cooper Anderson, CNN won't even let Cooper Anderson go speak to him because they know Cooper, even though he's still there, they know he's going to challenge the president. And look and see who he's all sat down with. It's always been a woman as of late. And he always just skips around the questions, never takes accountability. Even when she challenges him, he still doesn't give direct answers, and he always say, "I wasn't aware of that." It's always, "I was never aware of that," or "I that's not nothing. That's a Biden thing." He always deflects. So I think these networks just they don't want to get on his bad side because now with the Netflix deal, now he got an issue with that Netflix deal. Now and he's still mad that ABC got Jimmy Kimmel on the air. So it's like they're trying to play this game with him where they're trying to just pacify him but still get the business done. But for him, they won't challenge him. I don't think they're telling any of their anchors to challenge him because they know it's money on the line. And as we know, with billionaires and these multi conglomerate companies, all they worried about is the bottom line. They worried about their bottom line and their money. So they're never going to send their anchors out there to challenge him because when have they done that? They just try to be politically correct so they can get that money. Because he didn't already gave them the tax breaks they need. It's just now they don't want him to interfere in their business deals. So no, they will never send their anchors out there to challenge him because that's gonna mess up the money. And that's the sad part. We need the companies to understand. Just like when everybody was canceling their Hulu accounts left and right when Jimmy Kimmel got kicked off the air, Have the same energy across the board. Because we, the consumers, yes, we control a lot. Because we can show y'all we don't have to shop with y'all. We can show y'all better than we can tell. Look at Target. Target is still having the worst financial issues
Okay.
ever. Home Depot is having the worst their financial situation is starting to change drastically. So yeah, we can send a message, but they will never challenge him because on the media side, because like I said, they making these back alley deals to make all these mergers and make these billions of dollars. Because look, Elon Musk just was interviewed and he said that if he had to do Doge again, he wouldn't.
He did say that. He did.
He said he would have focused what? On his businesses.
Yep. Yep.
So that the money is always about the money. It's always. So they will never challenge him. Even when
I
he's talking about he running in 2028, they're not challenging him. There's no challenge there.
okay.
So what do you think they telling them going out there?
Um mm, I really think that they're feeding and driving the point of you work for us as in this company and you don't work for the people.
Hmm.
And for for real journalists, people who study on an academic level, and I'm not talking about just bloggers and people who write about entertainment and gossip and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about real journalists, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that used to fly over to the war torn countries and be right in the middle of the bombs with their microphone
Right.
and reporting to the people.
Diane
People that
Sawyer
went,
now.
yes, Anderson Cooper back in the day. I'm
Right.
talking about the journalists who used to go undercover and
Right.
really investigate and provide intel to the people. Those journalists who really studied and did the work of being highly educated in their field. What they're taught in college is very different than what's happening once you get into the workforce. Because once you get into the workforce, it is about generating money for that particular company. Um,
Right.
Unfortunately, media has been condensed to be under control of only a few companies. And
Right.
so you have all of these channels, you have all of these different shows, all of these reporters, but when you really research it, it's only so many companies at the top that's controlling the interests of so many at the bottom. Um, and the bottom line is to generate for the people at the top of the pyramid.
Right.
I do believe that journalists are being abused in this situation.
Yeah.
They're being manipulated to push an agenda because at the end of the day, these journalists have children, they have wives, they have husbands, they have student loans they got to pay back, they got groceries that got to be paid too. So because these people are on payroll this way, it's very easy to control how they do their job. And the best interest of the people is not at the forefront.
Right.
I feel really bad for them because I know what it's like to work a 9 to 5 and to depend on these funds. But there is a certain point to where in my I've had to say, do I go with ethics or do I go with the dollar sign? And I've stuck with the ethics, and the ethics have protected me when it came to the dollar sign.
Correct.
I need journalists to get to that point to where they're not afraid to miss out on some bread and butter and stick with the ethics.
The only ones that are right now is MS Now. Right. Right. Right.
I'm a 92 percenter. I'm gonna be on the right side of history.
Every time. Every
But for
time.
all
Every
of you
single time.
journalists that have their names, documented as the reporter who asked this, as the reporter who took this information back, as the reporter who gave false information, ran false narratives, to be on the wrong side of history. And you never know how down the line this country is going to turn and how punishments will be rolled out, as our payback is going to be rolled out once these companies decide to shift perspectives. And we see how flaky they are.
Yeah.
Today, this is
Because the
this
only
is what they want to run on. Tomorrow, they may be on to something else.
the only one that have been standing the line is MS Now. They used to be MSNBC. Now they're
Mm-hmm.
MS Now. They the only ones that been holding the line as in like one of the big conglomerates, because they said they had to separate from the NBC part of it because of the political climate. So that's why they're MS Now. Rachel been holding it down. Rachel Modoc, she been holding it down. She been holding it down. Their whole team over there at MS Now been holding it down. They've been calling it out, and we know Joanne Reed, she been holding it down. Don Lemon been holding it down. So it's been a lot of them who are independent now, which I'm so glad that Don and Joy are independent now, so they can get on their own platform and talk about things. But the only ones outside of like CNN bought and paid for, Fox bought and paid for, ABC apparently bought and paid for, CBS bought and paid for, NBC bought and paid for. So I agree with you. We don't have the Diane Sawyers that are in the Taliban caves and stuff like that. We don't have that. We don't have that kind of journalism anymore. When they had integrity.
They had
Integrity
integrity.
is
They
key.
had grit. They were risk
Yes,
takers. They were
yes,
devoted to the art, the craft.
yeah,
They had passion for what they were doing. They felt like it was a life's work, a life's mission. This is what I was put on this earth to do. They felt it from the pits of their soul, and you can tell by the way they did their work that they really felt this was a mission of their era to report
right,
accurately to the people. I don't
right.
feel that.
No,
From 99% of them, I don't feel that.
no, no. And that's the shameful part of it all, because we know with history, that's where the fascism and the authoritarianism starts. They start controlling the
Yes,
media.
yes.
And when they start controlling the media, they only report to you what they want you to know, not what you need to know. But
Mhm.
I think with the way the internet is set up now, we got loopholes to that. Not to say that, because Zuckerberg is on the payroll too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we
So,
saw sucking booty cheeks several times.
yeah. So, we know who on the payroll, but I think as long as we have an outlet where we have people who are actually speaking truth to power and actually giving us the information that we need to know, I think for the most part we'll be okay. But we still got to make sure we question everything, because we believe half what we see. and have what we hear, because we got to make, because AI is in the mix too. And that's the other caveat of all of this.
Ooh,
With
wait.
AI being in the mix, we definitely got to be have our antennas up and paying attention to what we consume. Because again, like I said, that's part of authoritarian. You got to pay attention. They control the media. They control what you consume. They can make the smoke and mirrors happen. And if you're not paying attention, there we go. You will
And be
be.
very cautious. Like, just to end this conversation, just be cautious about what you see on the news. I know so many
Yeah.
people will watch the news day in and day out. A lot of our elders, they won't change off of the news channel. They watch it
No.
all day, and they believe
Right.
everything they hear. They believe everything that's being said. They believe every
Right.
clip. They really don't understand how contorted these narratives are. And
Right.
if you have that elder in your life, or if you have that young person in your life, or that person who just totally unaware of what's going on, continue to talk to them, continue to have open
Yep.
conversations, and let my elders, hey, look, this is what the clip said, but this is what really happened. I need
This
you
is what's
to
really going on.
get on brand, get on board. I know that's
Disconnect.
what the video said.
Yeah.
Disconnect. One of my elders came across this very well put together video about Michelle Obama and how she was really born a man. And she was like, "Oh my God, did you see this? This news was reporting this, blah blah blah." She really was like taken aback, like, "Oh my goodness." I said, "No, no.
That's AI.
Listen here, listen here. I'm not about to have this from you now. Get
No.
it
No.
together. This is what this
Right.
really is. This is where the information came from. Click on the profile. This is the profile that put it up. You cannot trust it." Like, I broke it all the way down.
Yeah.
Blew their mind. They had no idea the extent of AI and how real these videos could come across.
Absolutely.
So it's our
Absolutely.
responsibility to reach above us and to reach under us to make sure both elders and the young folks is in the know. It's honestly our responsibility.
It is. So while we're in the political realm, I just want to bring to task the majority leader. I need Hakeem Jeffries to step to the front of the
Mhm.
congregation. Sir, you getting in front of reporters and saying that you're not going to support or endorse Jasmine Crockett for her run for the Senate, take your ass home. Resign tomorrow. Because what we're not going to do, we're not going to start this division again. We got too much on the line to start the division of you saying you're not going to support this black woman. You to form your lips and say you're going to leave that to Chuck Schumer to endorse her, go home. Find the nearest exit. Turn in your resignation papers because I'm
The
sick of it.
same mistake is gonna happen.
I'm sick of it. I am literally sick of him. Sick of him. I'm sick of him and his tired explanations. AOC and Jasmine Crockett are the best thing the Democrat Party got right now.
That's the best thing we got. And let's be clear, we are not saying they're perfect.
At
Okay?
all.
I'm not saying she's perfect in any way. Some of the things she say, I don't agree with. Some of the wigs she wear, I don't like. Some of the pantsuits, I wouldn't have picked. Okay?
Right.
At the end of the day, regardless of the things she say, the things that she's done, the wig she's worn, even though it's not perfect, that she's the best we got right now. And I don't understand how we can repeat history once again
Again. One
And it
year
just
later,
happened. We about to repeat history again.
1 year later, 1 year later, they did the
I'm
same thing
tired.
they did to Kamala, they
I'm
doing
tired.
to Jasmine.
I'm tired.
I'm
I'm tired.
tired.
Is
And
it
I
a thing
know
of them putting their manhood before common sense? Is this a man thing?
it
Do you
gotta
have an
be because
explanation?
they don't. And that's the thing. I'm not worried about my good sis wig because hey, that's what it is. I ain't worried about a wig. But what I do know is she know her stuff.
She know her stuff.
And
And
y'all
the
finna
things
do
I
the same.
disagree with are things
Mhm.
I can live with.
That's the whole thing. It'll be different if she's uneducated about what's going on and what needs to happen. That's not the
Right.
case. The case of it is that y'all balls is in y'all throat and y'all don't want to see a woman get done what y'all couldn't or cannot. And stand up to a bully that I still feel like him and Chuck Schumer is trying to make back alley deals with Trump and Mike Johnson. You can't
It's not
tell
a
me
feeling,
nothing
mama.
different.
It's not a feeling, mama. What your lawyer told you is quite accurate. Oh, I forgot to add. I don't like her lashes either, y'all. I don't like the lashes. But don't nobody talk about Jasmine Crockett to me. You
Don't
can't talk about her to me.
at all.
You
At
can't say
all. Because
nothing about her.
I'm checking you every time because I'm gonna ask
Every
you, do you
time.
know half of what
On
she
site.
know?
In the
Do you
moment.
know? Do you know
Embarrassed her.
anything? Exactly. Even when she got on kitten heels, do you know what she know?
I don't like kitten heels. But guess what? You can't say you don't like her kitten heels to me.
Exactly. Exactly. So I need him, and Cory Booker been mighty quiet too. I am sick of
I need him
them.
to keep it. I need him to blow his lips up. Ooh.
I'm
Ugh.
sick of them. I'm sick of all three of them. I'm
You
sick
know
of
that
all
good
three of
church
them.
mother boil your lips up and just turn it. That's what I want to
And
do to Corey.
pinch it and button it. I'm sick of it. He didn't got
Yeah.
married and now you ain't got nothing to say. Like, sir, is she your beard or is you for real in love? Cause let's talk about it. Let's
You
talk
say
about
the
it. If we
beard?
gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Is she your beard or you really in love? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh,
Cause what we not gonna do is we not gonna leave our good sis Jazz out here like this. Not on my watch. Baby, I will
um,
drag y'all down the street by y'all nose hairs if y'all don't quit playing with Jasmine Crockett.
I'm actually willing to fight.
Literally.
I'm willing to fight
Literally.
because I don't see how just in this short period of time lessons were not learned.
At all.
If nothing else, the Democratic Party should should have alarms ringing. Ring the alarm. I don't care if it's Beyonce, ring the alarm. Alarm should be ringing and saying by all means, anything necessary to get this done,
Let's
we're
do it.
gonna do it. If you haven't
Let's
learned
do it.
anything else in history, having having the buy-in of Black women changes the trajectory of this country
Everything.
every time.
Everything.
Every
Everything.
single time. Y'all wouldn't have made it to the moon without us. I'm
At
trying to
all.
get you to understand that there's no place in history since America has been America that we were able to get it done if you guys didn't allow us to participate. Our participation is required.
And this is the thing. When we come on the scene, you know it's finna be taken care of. Point blank, period. When we show up, whether it's one, three, 5 or 10, the job is going to be done with excellence in the correct manner. And we're going to make sure everybody, not just us, everybody, we're making sure
Everybody.
everybody is okay.
And guess what? We gonna be home before Bible study start.
At home,
Everybody gonna be
showered,
back home before Bible study start, and the kids gonna be tucked in that night. Oh, it took y'all
at
all day
home.
and all night to do this. Oh no, we
Mm-mm.
done.
We done. We at the house. We at
Y'all still
home.
working on
The
that?
kids,
Oh, we done.
right. Yep, the kids is fed. My husband laying down. I done showered, did a load of laundry. Now I'm sitting here rubbing my feet together, watching my
Baby, my
favorite
hair
show.
is wrapped. I got the doobie wrapped up. Scarf is on.
Bonnet, everything.
But y'all don't want us to participate for
But
whatever
y'all don't want
reason.
that.
For whatever reason. This is one of the reasons why I feel like this is divine order. Okay. As
Yes.
much as we want to go hard and like go in and participate, something is telling me this is divine intervention that we really need to pump our brakes. I'm not saying totally sit down and just be oblivious,
Mm-hmm.
stick our head in the sand, but something's telling me that the nation needs to go through a little something, something before we jump in because the blocks is so obvious and so hard against us. And I'm talking about to us Black women because we are
Yes.
doers.
Yes.
We are doers. Something is
Nurturers.
telling me this is a season to where we might need to just pump our brakes and let the people go through some things first before it's time for us to interject. And
And I think in 2026, I think a lot of seats are going to be flipped. Democrat, it's going to
mhm,
be a lot of blue. So I think that will be our time as Black women to say, all right, are we going to mobilize or we going to see what happens next? That's going to be our time because it's already happening. Like the see, everything is turning blue as of late with elections. So I
mhm.
think 2026 is going to be our telltale sign. That's going to be our green light or our red light. So I think so I
I got the
think that
green
right. So I think that'll be our if everything turns blue, then that would be our green light to get active. If it's split in the middle, that'll be the yellow light. Proceed with caution. But if it's still a lot of red, that's for us to go to the house and do what we doing now. Mind our damn business.
and this may come across harsh, but I ain't scared. I
Mm-mm.
do feel as though other groups of color who have immigrated here over the decades needed to see what we were referring to.
Yeah.
We've been talking, and I'm talking about Black folks, those of us who are descendants of the kidnappings, the original kidnappings.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us who were constantly saying, hey, this is what we've been experiencing. We've been experiencing stop and frisk. We've been experiencing our doors being busted in and random raids. We've been experiencing getting pulled over by police. We've been experiencing, unlawful jail time, unlawful prison time,
And
unlawful
being
conviction,
terrorized. Don't leave
being
out the
terrorized, our
terrorization.
neighborhoods being bombed, the drugs, I can go on and on and on and on. The redlining,
Yes.
I can go on and on. We ain't got enough time for me to really just go down in history,
Right.
but we've been talking about it. It's well documented in books, and I can go on and on and on about that. The access to the education of the things we've experienced in this country. Now, for whatever reason, with all that being said, a lot of groups come here and feel like that we were complainers. They feel like we were like chicken littles saying that the sky's falling, but it really wasn't. They felt like we
Yeah.
were just creating narratives to be self-victimizing. They felt we were just basically making it up. It seems as
Right.
though they just thought we was just exaggerating. So
Right.
some people only learn by way of lesson. Some people only learn by way of experience. This
Right.
may be a season to where certain groups have to experience the oppression we were referring to in order for them to now be on bandwagon with the things we were saying.
And that's
Because
why I
if we
said
look at
next
the
year.
votes, if we look at the votes this prior election, it was very obvious other groups of color didn't really believe
I will
us.
vote. I will vote for
For
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump,
I will
I
vote
will vote
for
for
Donald
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
And now look at y'all. I'm
So
not making fun of y'all, but I am putting the song on the floor because that's what y'all was singing.
that's what y'all
Now
was
y'all being
singing.
deported. That's now y'all deported.
And not just them. Look at the Somalian people who really
Yes.
said on public platforms how they supported President Trump and his beliefs. And they felt
How
as
about
though, how about
let's
what?
go down let's go down the street not too far from you. Let's go to Dearborn, Michigan. Where they said
Habibi.
where they
Oh,
said loud and proud that they gonna do everything in their power to make sure that Kamala was not the next president. And what's going on down there? They're having race issues. White Caucasian men are coming into their community causing havoc.
and what's so sad about it, honestly, as a Detroit girl adjacent to Dearborn, the Black community has supported them in ways
Mm-hmm.
that no other group has. We
Mm-hmm.
patronize your restaurants, your gas stations, your grocery stores, and so on and so forth. We have supported y'all in so many ways. You've integrated your children in our schools. We,
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of ways, embraced you all for you to then turn as a
Yep.
community and decide to make this decision. And now ICE is looking at y'all like, I
They pulling up
am
like
heartbroken to witness
they pulling
anything like
up.
that here in Michigan. Honestly, I would be heartbroken. But at the same time, I am a believer that sometimes people have to go through certain things to understand in fullness. Because us just talking, us being in the streets protesting, us dying, us going through it, made them feel like it was isolated to just us,
Correct. Because
that it
remember,
wasn't
we went.
applicable to everybody else.
Because remember, we say this all the time. In 2020, we was outside during a pandemic. We went to the March on Washington. We protested in our states and in our cities. Like we could not tolerate. Because I told my friends, I said, "Hey, they killing us too frequently on camera and not having any retribution for it. We got to go to the March on Washington. We went to the March on Washington in that August of 2020
Yes, we
because
did. Yes, we
Breonna
did.
Breonna Taylor got killed. George Floyd got killed. Fernando. It was so many of them that got killed that I could not sit at home and not go out there and protest. It was just making my soul hurt that I was seeing and witnessing my fellow Black Americans lose their lives because the police didn't know how to control themselves. Now, it's clear that we've seen on camera many times when it is a Caucasian person being arrested. Oh, they have all the wherewithal and the restraint not to shoot them.
We
But
saw that baby shoot up a church and get escorted to Burger King. We saw that.
without no issue. So they have restraint, they have the wherewithal to not do it. But when it came to us, we were dead.
On
I
site.
still to on site, I still to this day cannot watch the video of George Floyd. I cannot because I know it will break my soul to hear that man cry out for his mama. So it's like I want these other minorities in this country to understand. We've been saying it for years. We've been living it for years. Now that it's happening to you and it is going down your street. And I saw a video earlier today that a young man had to take his little brother back to El Salvador because of his mother being deported. Now that you are experiencing just a percentage of what we had to endure in over all these 400 years that we've been here in this country. And like I said, it is not a game. We've been trying to tell you guys for years what the Black community was experiencing. We've been telling y'all for decades that we just got our voting rights in the 60s. So it's the thing is, all this that we've been saying, please listen to us. When we say things to y'all, it's not to be condescending, it's not to knock y'all or anything, it's to prepare you, it's to warn you, and it's to let you know you can't shit on us. And I'm gonna cuss, you can't shit on us. Because we know what it is over here. We know how to maneuver, we know how to survive, and we know how to get out the way. And we also know how to defend ourselves if they come this way.
Okay,
But
and
what
still
y'all got,
trying to hustle in between.
absolutely. So what we trying to get y'all to understand, don't make us y'all scapegoat and think that y'all gonna be able to just do us dirty and we gonna be out there kumbaya and holding y'all hands. We not. We not
We're not doing that
going.
because I don't think you all realize the deep offense that you all have put against us. The way you voted this last, for a lot of us, we're thinking about our ancestors who sacrificed their bodies for
Yes.
equality. We're thinking about our grandmothers and what they went through. We're thinking about our aunts and uncles. These people are still alive today.
Today.
So to see the work that they put in to give us the privileges that we're living right now, and for y'all to come over across the water and feel as though quick paperwork gives you the right to undo what our ancestors have done is a slap in the face that I can't even explain.
Exactly.
We expect you all to come over and be ready for teamwork.
Exactly.
Honestly, the
Because you're
expectation
benefiting.
is for you to come over and be ready for teamwork, not to be against us. And we are not looking to be against you. We are looking for teamwork.
Right. We just want us to work together because we know division never works. We know that teamwork is the forefront of it all. But what you're not gonna do, you're not gonna play in our face.
Mm-mm.
You're not
You
playing in
not
our
about
face.
to be the one when the project going on in class, you just sitting there with your arms folded and think you about to get an A with the rest of us.
No,
We
we're not
not doing
going.
that.
Nope.
We not doing that.
Because we know how to do self-preservation. Because we're doing it right now. That's why y'all keep
Mm-hmm.
looking for us. Y'all keep like, where are we at? What are we coming outside for? What are you looking for us for? What do you want? What you
Y'all
want?
already told us what you wanted us to do.
All right, y'all said y'all didn't want Kamala. She looked like us. What y'all want? What y'all want? Y'all want some information? We'll withhold it until you show us that y'all ready to work as a team, beloved. Until y'all ready to show y'all ready to work as a team, we chilling.
We chilling. We
Cause
chilling.
that's the thing. When y'all ready, send a hootie hoo. We listening. But until then, we chilling.
Now I do have a question to present to you because we chat very
Mm-hmm.
briefly about that uh, roundtable discussion with L'Oreal, Stacey Abrams, Jesse Wu. One other person was a part of that roundtable.
She wasn't even valid enough to remember. So go ahead, friend. Go ahead, friend. I told you. Stacey was the only one at the table qualified. I told you that.
I'm gonna circle back, y'all, and I'm gonna put in the comments who that lady was. I'm gonna circle back.
She wasn't valid enough to be there.
L'Oreal,
So,
in
mm-hmm.
that round table talk, she presented a question to the group, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She presented a question. She said, we are, I'm not trying to be divisive, but
She
us
was.
Black women, we voted in the 92 percentile. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much majority.
Mm-hmm.
However, Black men did not vote the same way we voted, as well as I have experiences of Black men calling in on my radio station telling me that they will never vote for a woman, never vote for a Black woman on top of that to become president. At this point in time, Jesse Wu interjects and says, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Black men did vote. Black men did vote. Majority for Kamala." And L'Oreal expounded again and said, "I'm saying from my experience on the radio station, men are
Mm-hmm.
calling in telling me that this is how they feel." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Stacey Abrams then comes in, debunks the myth that the majority voted for President Orange versus for Kamala. Now, Stacey Abrams is correct. Jesse Wu is correct. And what they're saying, majority of those who did vote for Madam Silk Press. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
Now, I love the fact that Stacey broke down how narratives get twisted, how people put us against one another, they use stereotypes, so on and so forth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciated that information. Information I
Yes.
already knew, because if you just looked at the
Right.
results of the polls, you'd be like, oh, they voted majority too, just like us. That ain't one
Yep.
92%, but it was still
But
well over 70%. I think it was closer to 80%.
it's 86.
Yeah. So they were right there with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do believe the question that L'Oreal presented though had validity to it. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was the wrong messenger, and I think it was the way she presented the question that
Mm-hmm.
came across very divisive. She's
Yeah.
been known to say some problematic things, and a lot of people don't see it for girl, for Miss L'Oreal. I don't really have. I feel indifferent about her. I don't feel one way or another, but I do see that's the general consensus. I don't follow her enough to feel one way about her or another. I just know she has said some questionable things that I've come across on the internet. And I'm like, that don't really sound right, and not just move on with life. Um, but I see the general consensus in the comments. They be reading her down, reading her for filth. I said, oh, y'all don't like homegirl. But back to my original point, I do feel like the question has some validity to it. And I
Mm-hmm.
definitely didn't like the answer that Stacey gave her. Although it was factual, because she was giving her factual points and about the false narratives. But I think the answer she gave her didn't really match the question that she gave, if that makes sense.
So Stacy is one of those people. You're not gonna gaslight her. And I think the question set off alarms in her, like we not finna start the division between black women and men.
Yeah.
So that's why I said you're not gonna gaslight her because what she gonna do is she gonna come with the facts. And I think with L'Oreal, you right, it is the messenger because L'Oreal has been loud and wrong about a lot of things. She's up
Yes.
there with Amanda. She's up there with Amanda Seals, just
Yes.
being loud and wrong. B Simone, loud and wrong. So, it's just one of those things where, she's been loud and wrong about a lot of things. And she asked a valid question, but with Stacey has always been, even when she ran for her seat, she ran for in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? She always gonna hit you with the facts. And I don't think in this current climate, she was going to allow that sound bite to go over where she didn't check it. You know
Yes,
what I'm
I think
saying?
that's what it was. That she didn't want that moment to be a soundbite, and then that's the narrative the internet ran with. So I feel like her
Right.
her answer was more so about protecting the narrative as opposed to addressing what the question was actually about. And I do think
Right.
that's valid for her to try to be protective in that way. But I also felt like it was a little avoidant to not still give the additional feedback because this is my perspective, right?
Mhm.
Every election, every time it's time to vote, I listen, I listen, I listen, okay?
Mhm.
Even prior to when before I had the ability to vote, I was a very nosy kid. I was all in the tea.
Me too.
I wanted to know what is the reason why we will vote this president in. Um, every time the election comes around and I see these campaigns, I have yet to see a president or a leader at vice level even say what the initiatives will be for the black man.
Mhm.
Their needs are constantly ignored,
Always.
constantly,
Always.
constantly,
Always.
constantly ignored. And I've noticed too that black men have been able to benefit through us. Okay.
Mhm.
They're a little bitter about that because we're very vocal about our needs, our wants. We organize for it and we push certain agendas. Like we really galvanize one another and stick together to make sure that regardless of who in there, black women got to get something out of this.
Right.
And because we push in that way, black men as a result also benefit. But I
Yeah.
also know there's a demographic of black men who are upset that they have to benefit by way of black women as opposed to directly having the benefit from these politicians, right? So what happens to that orphan who don't have no parents? Okay?
Mhm.
They go outside and they join the gang because the gang gave them a little attention.
Right.
It ain't healthy attention. It ain't good
No.
attention, but Red Pill is offering them some attention. Red Pill is
So
feeding into their narratives that has been twisted because of resentment. I
I
felt
think it's
like Stacey should acknowledge those men in that conversation.
she should have, but the thing is with, and I'll just play how I see things as of late. Men still dominate everything. They still dominate as far as pay. They still dominate as in like leadership. They still dominate as in being the providers and leaders always. Now, black men being adjacent to that, I feel like they benefit and they don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. They benefit just off their gender. They benefit from the gender portion. They don't benefit because of their skin color. Because if you
Yeah,
look at it, they always have to feel like they gotta, I don't want to say cower, but either they gotta work double time harder or they got a complex. Because we see this sometimes. They have a complex where they
like they have to
want,
erase some of their blackness in order to
right,
fit
to
in
get
the
Stephen A.
spaces.
Smith, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I see it on both sides where, yes, black men, a lot of times I'll be wanting to hug our brothers and be like, baby, you enough. You smart. You have the knowledge to move this country in ways that they have never seen before. But again, sometimes it's the messenger. They don't always want to hear it from us as Black
They don't
women,
want
like
to
you
hear it from
said.
us. Yes. They
They don't
don't
always want to
want
hear.
to hear it
And
from
that's
us.
where the right, and that's where I feel like I need them to understand. If we can't be y'all biggest cheerleaders, what do y'all want from us? Because I'm going to always big you up. I'm going to always want you to succeed. I'm going to always want you to be chest out. Don't hang your head. You a king. You a grown
I'm gonna tell
man.
you what they
You
want.
what they
They
want.
want self-worth. They want self-worth. They don't want to hear it from us anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I
Right.
understand. As a woman, I
Yeah.
understand what it was to be under somebody's thumb. They
Right.
feel like they're under our thumb because nobody is seeing their self-worth as
Just like
individuals.
them
Now,
walking in the
Black women,
room.
we see it, we understand it,
Yeah.
but it's almost like that child that you can't love into self-confidence. You can't
Okay.
love them out of their worthlessness. You can't love them
Right.
out of that. There is a truth to Black men being able to navigate in these spaces that are male dominant. But unfortunately, when they
Mm-hmm.
come in these male dominated spaces, the things that's being pushed is for white men. If you're gonna
Correct.
be in this
Correct.
space, you do what we tell you to do, and we're gonna pay you
Right.
for it or whatever.
Right.
But whatever agenda you thought you was about to come to this table for your people, not gonna happen. So either you leave it
Right.
at the door or it's gonna be violence at the table. And we've
Yeah.
seen Black men go through the violence in these spaces, whether it's
We
emotional
have.
violence or physical violence. But we've
Yeah.
seen the violence. And to not be ready for those conversations at this point in time is disappointing.
It
Because even
is.
when I presented the notion that Black men feel ignored in the comments, I was getting shut up. You don't know what you talking about. Most of Black men voted for Kamala. Okay, that's fine. Most of the Black men did vote for Kamala, but there was millions who decided not to vote at all.
That's the key part. A lot didn't vote at all. And that's across
Yes.
all lines. A lot of people didn't vote at all. But what I want Black men to understand, you don't have to devalue yourself in this climate. You don't have to. And I don't want them to. I don't want them to feel like they don't have a voice. I don't want them to feel like this space isn't open for them. It is. And step into your power. The only problem that I have with Black men not recognizing who they are with their power is that we see it and they see it too. That's why they force y'all into this submission type hold, is because they see your power too.
Yes.
And you back off of it. That's the problem that I have with Black men. Those other races see y'all power, but y'all back. It's only a small few that don't bend and break. It's only a small few that don't bend and break. But that's what frustrates me with Black men. They see y'all power too. That's why either they try to get you to scream their narrative, Stephen A. Smith, or like you said, if you gonna be a part of my program, you got to dim your light. We're not asking you ever. I'm not asking any Black man to ever dim their light. I need you to walk in it and shine as bright as you can.
And we
But
need that desperately in this era.
absolutely, absolutely, we need it. We need the men. We need the men to step into their power. Because if we don't have y'all to step into your power, then here we are again, looking like we the only ones that's at the forefront. And that's not the case. That's not what we want. We want y'all standing right there next to us
Right beside us.
so
And
we
I
can
need
walk
that
together.
conversation to stop. I need the narrative to
Yeah.
stop. That majority of them voted for the Stop it.
Yeah.
That's not the conversation we need to be having right now. The
No.
numbers are
No.
already out.
Yeah.
We know that the men that were online, the ones that was calling in, the ones that was the most vocal, was the ones that probably ain't even registered, to be honest,
Or can't vote anyway.
or can't vote at all. But the
So yeah.
ones that are silent, the ones that we
Yeah.
don't hear from, the
Right.
ones who feel like it's not worth it because there's nothing in it for me, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be ignored anyway. It's always
Right.
about black women. And the black men is constantly ignored. The ones that just feel like they're silent and unseen are the ones we
Yeah.
need to be talking about and addressing. Because if we don't go find our brothers, if we don't pull them out, they end up in the dark web chat room
Right.
talking to whomever, coming out
Right.
brainwashed. And we lost another one because we're not speaking to them. So
Yeah.
we can do
And
better.
speaking of losing, you ready to get into this U of M, coach?
I don't have no alcohol right now. I don't have no alcohol, but I grease my lips up, but I don't have no alcohol. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I call them butter knife
Uh,
because, sir, let's break this down.
the chat laughing, but I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Your
I
chat,
just I call.
within the
Mhm.
last 150 years, somebody else done cheated. But come on, let's go.
All right, so let's break this down. He didn't learn nothing from Shannon Sharp. He didn't learn
They
nothing.
might have been doing it at the same time. Seems like
Could
this been
have been.
ongoing for some time.
Could have been. He didn't learn nothing from the MSU coach. That just happened. Both of these just happened. So you thinking you bigger than the program, gonna cheat with an assistant. Get mad when she ended after you didn't Ubered Plan B to your job in your name. After you didn't had this girl have an abortion previously, all while being married with 3 kids. All while you got a contract that has a clause that says they won't pay you if you violate any socialization with any student or faculty member. All while not being the best coach anyway. You gonna go to this girl house. Now, first you was calling and blowing up her phone. That's first.
This is so
Then,
embarrassing.
okay, then when she didn't answer, you go home, tell your wife this about to go down, this, that, and the third. I got fired because she didn't get told, like, hey, he bothering me. I broke it off. This, that, and the third been going on. Go home, tell your wife what did
I'm doing a
happen.
lot of heavy breathing over here.
Told your wife you was gonna kill yourself in front of her. She wasn't going, so you leave. Call the girl. She ain't answering. You break into this young lady's house through her kitchen window. Grab butter knives of all knives and told this girl, you gonna watch me unalive myself.
With a goddamn butter knife. So you playing. Cause I'm the type to be like, well, let me see. Let me see how long it's gonna take with that butter knife.
And then when they show you being arraigned yesterday, you sitting like a little scolded child. Like, I didn't do nothing wrong. You a grown ass man that knew exactly what you was doing. You thought you was bigger than the program. You thought that them people wasn't gonna fire you. You thought that girl wasn't gonna tell. First of all, if she told you it was over, you should have just accepted that and went back to your wife and children.
This is some Herb Gotti type of stuff.
Girl, when I tell you, I first of all, when I read that he said he was gonna unalive himself with a butter knife, I said, I
Playing.
said she,
You
I
playing.
said, I said she ain't had no other, no other kind
You
of knives in
playing.
the
Because the
house,
butcher block is right there.
baby.
It's full of options. And you know you
And
had to open up a drawer to get a butter.
okay, because them ain't just readily sitting out
So you playing. You done broke my window for games. And you know how
for
much windows
game.
cost?
They ain't cheap.
Windows ain't cheap.
They not cheap.
Yeah, you done went through
And
my window to grab a butter knife. Baby, this is dumb.
get out my house. Get out my house.
Yes, narcissistic
It is very narcissistic behavior.
stunts. They love a good stunt.
And this is my thing to him. You had so many men, not just this year, so many men lose their livelihood behind vagina.
Uh,
Almost lose it.
lose their life.
Yes. So what made you think you were bigger than the program, Playboy? It is
This
not
kind of goes
giving you
back to
bigger
our
than the
previous
program.
conversation, though, T. Let's go back to the previous conversation. How
Oh,
some
man.
of them, when they're invited to the table,
Yep.
they're instructed to leave all that blackness at the door and to
Yeah.
assimilate into the situation, right?
Yeah.
What that does to the psyche, it puts down your guardrails, right? Because for us, we know there's a certain way to behave around certain people. There's a certain level of involvement to have with certain people.
Yeah.
Um,
We reclassified it as code switching, but we ain't code switching no more.
we not
You get
code
what it
switching. I
is.
just flat out don't mess with you.
Exactly.
Period. You're
Exactly.
gonna get a hi, bye, maybe a good morning, good evening, but there is a boundary to the relationship, meaning that he
Yes.
never should have had a relationship with her in the first place.
No.
And even if he was single, this is your contractual clause. Even if you were
Yes.
single and it wasn't cheating, you still were at risk of losing your job because of your unprofessional involvement with this person. But that
Absolutely.
goes back to the delusion that you felt like the things that were in that print, they were not going to apply for you. And I'm very sure you were witnessing colleagues be cheaters too. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you were witnessing other colleagues mess with students too. I refuse to believe that in the 150 years that this position been unavailable to black men, that the other men that were in that position were not cheaters too.
Right. But the thing about it is, again, he thought he was bigger than the program.
But because you thought you was bigger than the program, you should have known better that as soon as you have any type of pigmentation, you were going to be the example. They were going to flex their morals on you to make it seem like we are high and mighty and you are low, down low and dirty.
We just
Perfect
had
example to run our
yes,
narrative that they can't be
yes,
trusted in these positions.
yes. It's
And I'm
like
not
you have
somebody that believes just because you get the position, you got to represent all the black people. But come on now. Come on now.
you I mean, that is true, but you do hold some responsibility.
You hold responsibility to keep the door open. And he had a
Cause
responsibility to himself to keep the door open. I,
and now now this is my thing to him. Was it worth it?
hell no. He got a bologna sandwich at the end with that butter knife that he used to try to kill himself, unalive himself. He made a bologna sandwich with that. Cut the crust off, and that was it. They sent him out the door. That was it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, sir, it wasn't even worth it. You are sitting in a jail cell that your
Bologna
wife
is
might not.
crazy.
Yeah,
But
but
bologna is about as low as I can go. I don't know. He
but the
didn't even
thing,
have Archies and cheeses on the sandwich. It was just bologna and bread.
no, it just yeah. He didn't even have Miracle Whip or regular mayo on the sandwich.
Mm-mm.
But I saw where Dante from the Grits and Eggs podcast, he was like, he was already playing in the snow, but he had to have an avalanche. And girl, when he said that, I hollered. Said he was already out there playing in the snow, but he wanted an avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like
Mm-hmm.
you did not learn a thing, sir. Your choices now lead you first financially. You're going to be impacted. Your wife gonna file for divorce because if she stay with you, who's to say this won't happen again down the line? Because if you was doing all this with the what threw me off, you Ubering a Plan B to your office in your name, sir.
Stupid.
This is a different level of dumb.
You was better
This is
off
a
cash apping the money for her to pick it up than do that.
to Zeller, Venmo, anything. It's like you go. But then I was like, some people just stupid.
But I'll say this. Because he was so bold in his behavior, it really leads me to believe that the other men, his peers, have similar behaviors. Because one of the biggest mistakes is when they see other people doing certain things, they're like, "Oh,
Right.
I can do it too," not realizing you're gonna be the example of the moral code. Like we're gonna make the example out of you, black
Big a
man.
big a big scapegoat. Like they got on that pony and rode him all the way to that jumpsuit.
Oh, this is deplorable behavior. Oh, we've never seen such a thing. Cheating in the workplace with college students. Oh, how dare strapped in a pole,
All the pearls were clutched.
clutching the fakest pearl they could have found out of the dollar store.
Girl. So all I have to say to him and about this situation, stop being stupid. You're never bigger than the program, sir.
What did we learn? What did we learn?
You're
What
never
did we
bigger than the
learn?
program. You're never bigger than the program.
Yes, not bigger than the program.
So let's get into something that we doubling back a little bit. Did you see that one of the sex workers is suing Cassie? Okay.
And I'm a little confused as to why.
That's what I was about to ask you. I was like, so what do you think the surprising part is that the judge like is letting the case move forward. What do you think are his odds of winning this case?
Slim to none.
Okay.
I think it's going to be slim to none. And I think the slim part is the amount of evidence he has on his part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how is he going to be able to paint her as an accomplice and not also a victim?
Mhm.
Because it happens all the time in trafficking, for example. They will capture a woman or capture whomever and force that person to lure other people, right?
Right.
That person, although is committing a crime, is still considered a victim in this situation. And it's kind of like a Saw thing, the really
Mhm.
popular movie Saw. You get all
Yeah.
these people in very compromising situations, and it's like, kill that person or they'll kill. Nobody's
Yeah.
really the perpetrator in that situation.
Right.
Um, he's gonna have to have some very, very hard evidence to show her as somebody that is accomplice in what his in Diddy's plan and not also a victim. And I don't know how he will be able to do that at this point in time, knowing everything that has come out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm confused about the case. Is like you were paid for a service.
yeah, yeah.
So that's how I didn't understand why the judge is allowing the case to go forward. He was paid for a service. You decided to participate in said service. So what actually are you suing her for? The feds brought the case against Diddy. Cassie didn't.
Right.
All she did was get a check because she told him stop playing with me, and he cut her a check.
Is his
The
case a
Fed,
civil case?
yes.
He just want a check.
So,
He just wants some money.
oh yeah, but they said that, and I saw in the news report that if she does not respond, then the judgment can default on her for $20 million. So Cassie, stop fucking playing. Lawyer up before you owe this man $20 million for not saying nothing. But I just that my whole thing about it is what can he prove per se? What can you say that will make the judge side with you? You were paid for a service. Now he said that she gave him chlamydia. Well, the girl went on record in the feds and said that antibiotics wasn't working for her no more.
So what do you think that means?
Exactly. So I just I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how this case is proceeding. I know civil cases they can proceed for all different reasons because you can sue people civilly for anything. But I just wanted to get your take on I don't think he got a leg to stand on, but if she don't answer, he
No.
gonna win anyway.
And I
He
think
gonna
that's
win
what he's
anyway.
hoping. He's hoping that the
Yes.
charges in itself or like the case that's presented is an embarrassment to the point to where she just want to pay him out and be done with it. And I think a lot of times that's people's motive. They hope that the embarrassment of the situation motivates them to get it over and done with. And a
Yeah.
lot of celebrities have done that. They rather just pay out than to go through the drawn out litigations. Unless you come across your girl like Cardi B who said, hey, can't embarrass me. We're going through it. We're going through the whole case. But everybody is not like that. And who knows where she is mentally after going through the last case and the one before that.
Right.
And she feels
Right.
up to the task. So I feel like he's taking advantage, hoping that she's in a vulnerable space, not
Yeah.
warrior like to where she's ready to come back.
Right.
He wants to check. And a part of me is like, you get a man a little something, something. But then it's also like if you get him something, who else is gonna come behind him?
Absolutely. Pandora's box will open and it'll be more people. But this is my thing. Sir, you've already been paid.
You pay for your services when you flew out.
When they flew you to whatever destination that you decided to go, you were paid. So that's why I didn't understand like why are you suing Cassie? You didn't you made a choice to sleep with her. a paid choice to sleep with her because you didn't have to. This is where I'm confused about parts of this case. I get it. I get what Diddy was convicted of because we've talked about it before. But on this side of it, every male escort that slept with Cassie, you were paid. So what really are you? What I don't understand his angle of coming after her. I get the chlamydia stuff. I get all that, but you had free will. You didn't have to go. You didn't have to
Disease
go and
is a
sleep
part
with
of
her.
the job description. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. I didn't say disease
Oh,
is a part of the job. What I'm saying is you had a choice to put your penis there. Now, in you putting your penis there, you didn't know what was going to be there, and you decided not to strap up. That was a
sick bag.
choice.
It's a bag of tricks.
Not having protection, that was a choice. You wanted to feel her vagina like that. You didn't have to.
You're
That's all I'm
nasty.
saying. I
Oh,
know, right? So
ugh.
that's all I'm saying is like some things are a choice. He didn't have to go. When Diddy and them called him, he didn't have to go.
I
When
mean,
he
he
got
packed his bag
there,
quick.
okay. So that's my thing. You didn't have to go. And you didn't have to sleep with her unprotected. So I don't know. I'm as like I like to see how cases unfold, but I just want to see like the evidence. Like what's the angle? What's the angle of all this? Because it makes no sense to me when you slept with her by choice. That's where I'm at with that.
And I want us to leave us. Want them to leave us alone.
Yes. Take us out the matrix. We don't want take us out the group chat. We don't want to hear it anymore.
I'm just over it. Like for all of the prostitutes that were hired, like it's a part of the job. You may not say disease is a part of their job, but I'm gonna say it. Disease is a part of the job. It's a part of it. Just like Plan B might be a part of the job, and all the things that come with that
Child.
field of work.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it, it's the risk you take. Now, I can understand if you were working for a company, right? And you were working for a company that is supposed to screen the workers before
Yeah, that's
filming,
different. That's
or
different.
something like that. That's different. But you were not doing legitimate uh
No.
work. You were not
You
doing
were
it in the
he
legal
was
sense. You
he
was
was a beck and
underground.
call he was a beck and call boy. That's what he was.
You were underground. So that's the risk you take when you don't take the corporate route. All right.
Right. Yep.
So
He was what is it? What's that? He was Backpage. Beck and call
yeah,
boy.
yeah. So that's the risk
Craigslist.
you take.
Craigslist.
Uh you didn't want to go to corporate route with the health benefits and all that stuff for the screenings before you go in and shoot. It's the risk you take. And we don't care. We
No.
don't.
Go
We
away from
don't.
us with it. Take us out the
Go
take us out the
away
group chat.
from us with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna touch on it a little bit, but I want to send a congratulations to Letitia James. Congrats, girl. He tried to get you indicted 3 times and have failed. So congrats, my sister. I am so
Round of
happy for
applause.
you.
Applause.
For,
Round of applause.
for Miss Girl.
Applause.
Yes, Miss Letitia James, you make me smile. You make me happy.
Give the people a rundown of the situation.
Well, your boy Agent Orange was mad because she got that conviction on him. That's why he's a 34 count felon. Yes. She got that conviction in New York, and you know, he is mad. And when I say not little mad, he's super mad. He got a cape on. That's how mad he is. And he has called for her to be indicted on mortgage fraud. So the first time the prosecutor that they sent, the paperwork wasn't right. Because they did indict her. The paperwork wasn't right, and the person that filed it wasn't qualified. Second time, they were lazy with the paperwork again. And the judge was basically like, y'all didn't do nothing but like put a sticker across the same paperwork y'all submitted the last time. So no. This third time was just like, no, y'all have nothing here. There's not enough evidence to indict her. So go away from us with this and leave us alone. So now he is Godzilla mad because one of his political opponents, the one that nailed him on all those counts in New York, he can't get at her. He didn't try. He done struck out 3 times. And not to say he won't do it again, but shout out to her. Because three
This is giving
times he just
me
failed.
about people that are in positions of power. Use
Mm-hmm.
your power.
Yes.
Use your power.
Yes.
Because when you
Yes.
right, you right.
And when they
Period.
can't
When you
find
right, you are right.
and when they can't find nothing, can't nothing come on you. That's why I say always keep everything clean on your side because when they can't put nothing on you, you walk away like Letitia James. He is
Now, all you
literally
shifty ones who make backdoor deals, taking
there
money
you
you ain't
go.
supposed to have, slipping up,
Yep.
all kind of ways, salacious activity that people can
Yep.
pull out and use against you. This ain't your kind of fight.
No, no,
You
no.
are a
You go
supporting
sit.
player. This ain't your fight.
You go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner because this conversation ain't for you. This ain't for you. Go sit in the corner. This is for the people that ain't kissing ass and taking the money and meeting people down the street to get evidence and do stuff backhanded. No, this is for people that straight up citizens that ain't doing nothing but being citizens and following the laws and ain't got no skeletons in their closet. Miss Letitia
Mm-hmm.
ain't got no skeletons because she
Yeah.
brought that case and she won it. That's the thing. She won that case fair and square on him,
If
and
you
he
got
can't take
skeletons,
it.
it ain't gonna work.
Nope. She won that case in New York fair and square. You are a fraud. You did inflate your wealth, sir. You lied. You committed fraud.
I am enjoying seeing things unravel. I'm gonna just say that.
Yes. Yes. This is my whole take on it all with that whole administration. All the foolishness is forming. This is biblical. All of it is forming, but it's not prospering. Yeah, they getting money on a certain side. Now, I ain't gonna lie. The amount of money that they're making and leeching and sucking out of the American people, they making money, but all their plans are failing,
Mm-hmm.
like falling
Mm-hmm.
flat. And then with the release of these Epstein photos, and baby, when I seen that yesterday, I said, "Is that a glove?" I said, "What?" I said, "I must be approved."
Baby,
I said, "I ain't never seen a glove that's ribbed." And
I knew it was
I
coming.
said, I said, I'm approved because the sex toys y'all got going on that was released yesterday and the photos of Trump with Epstein and Woody Allen and that
We know
Steve
these people
Bannon.
are sadistic,
Yes,
very
yes,
sadistic,
yes.
because they struggle to hide it in public places.
Right.
They
Bill
struggle to
Gates,
hide it.
Bill Gates, Bill Clinton. But this is the thing. Everybody like, I can't believe Bill Clinton was on Epstein Island. I said,
Why?
first of all, Bill got blowed in the Oval Office. Why wouldn't he be there? Now, don't get
Why
me
we
wrong.
disbelieve?
Disbelief. This
Hmm.
is my thing. He was a decent president, but he got blowed in the Oval Office. Why wouldn't he be over there kicking it? He don't even like Hillary like that. Like, come be for real. He ain't liked her in decades. Like, be for real.
This is what I mean about having skeletons in your closet. Um, he can't speak out against our current president. He can't be
No,
vocal and say
no.
this is wrong and stand on. He can't talk the way Michelle Obama talks.
Or Barack. Or
Don't got
Barack.
the freedom to speak
No,
the way she's able
no.
to freely speak.
Or
Um,
Barack. Neither one of them.
for the people who are always questioning, oh my God, why aren't these previous presidents speaking out? Why aren't these other politicians speaking out? You have to understand our current president has been in the entertainment adjacent, political adjacent, Wall Street adjacent
For
industry
decades.
for decades. He got dirt
Mm-hmm.
on top of dirt on top of dirt on top of dirt. He speaks the way he speaks. He's threatening in his tone because
Yep.
in between the lines, he's threatening. Say something about what I'm doing now. I'm gonna say something about what you did then.
Right. And it's
That's what it
often it
is.
hit the fan. It's often it hit the fan, and I'm just gonna get my popcorn ready.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it
Mhm.
is, Bill Gates' wife didn't divorce him on purpose.
Oh, baby. Did you see her interview post divorce?
It was,
How
I
she
mean,
was tiptoeing around the conversation a little bit. She was kind of direct, but indirect at the same time.
she didn't do that on purpose. She did that to protect herself.
Mm-hmm.
It was more
Mm-hmm.
of protection than on purpose. Cause I was just like, Melinda, now you know. Now you know what he was over there doing. Now Melinda. Same
And it
thing
got
with
to a point to where it was just too disgusting to pretend like weren't we talking about white delusion earlier today?
yes.
I thought we were, yeah. Goes into white delusion. It got to the point to where you could no longer be delusional and still stay in that relationship because it started to get so egregious. And you like, you
Yep.
know what? It's about to hit the fan and I'm just go ahead and
I'ma
check out.
holler at you.
I'm gonna
Yep.
holler at y'all because yeah, it's about to get real.
So just same with Jeff Bezos. His wife, when she left, she was just like, no, you finna be on some different type of time. I know you like these young heifers. I'm gone. Give me my settlement. I'ma go help all the black colleges in the United States. You do what you do, player. I'm gone.
And them
And that's
ladies got
exactly
them
what she
some
been doing.
good settlements, okay?
And
Ooh,
absolutely they did.
mm,
Absolutely they did.
ooh, mm.
So it's just like I need everybody to understand what's about to happen with these Epstein issues and the whole of the reveal of everything. If your favorite politician, actor, director, producer, whoever, artist, whatever, is in them files and they was out here in these streets, it is what it is. My thing is, if they was over there, they knew what they was over there for. If they dealt with that man, they knew what they was dealing with. It's been documented. He ain't never got nobody no real money since he was an investment broker. But what he did do, he got y'all young women.
He was
That's what
being
he
paid
did.
not to invest the funds, but to pay out fees for trafficking.
There we go. There we go.
These
So
were
that's the
fees
thing.
that they were paying for
Those were
services.
those were the fees. So that's why I'm like, if they were over there, expose them all. We need to get these predators off the street. It wasn't just Harvey Weinstein. It's a whole bunch of y'all. And Woody Allen married his stepdaughter, adopted stepdaughter, or
Yes.
something real
Oh,
weird
that's such a
when she
disgusting
was
situation.
when she was a teenager. So it's just like all this stuff tracks. Like all these men have been predators for decades. So when the photos and stuff was coming out yesterday, I told one of my homeboys, I said they're gonna be releasing all 99,000 of these photos starting today all the way until next week until they release everything. And it's still stuff redacted that the White House is refusing to release. So
And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm not gonna look at the pictures because I don't want nothing in my nightmares.
right.
I don't want nothing in my dreams. And I don't have the mental capacity to shift through those pictures intentionally. If I just randomly come across something on my timeline, that's one thing. But to intentionally look at those pictures in detail, I can't do it, y'all. I could barely handle movies like Lovely Bones. I was in the turmoil months straight dreaming about that
Yeah.
child. So I just can't handle that kind of stuff. But to the people that can, report back. Report back.
Right. Let us know what you saw.
Let us know. Yeah.
Because it's finna get real. And I seen online where people are like, well, what are we gonna do with this information? Hopefully shame these people into getting the fuck out the way. That's what I would want.
What are you gonna do with this information? Oh, if only a bird had a brain. What are you gonna do with the information is, for one, it uncovers
Yes.
how intertwined these people are. Because right now
Yes.
they're presenting as if it's a them versus us, and that is two sides, and one is good and one is right. It's dropping the illusion that there's a good
Right.
side and a bad side happening here, that all of these
Right.
people are intertwined in some kind of way, and it's a lot deeper and a lot more sadistic than we think. So while we're
Right.
arguing over red versus blue and the petty stuff that we online talking about, there's bigger, badder, darker, uglier, scarier things happening. So as a
Absolutely.
people, we need to figure out a way to work together because we don't have advocates on the other side.
We
That's what it
don't.
should be revealing to you. If nothing
I
else,
agree.
that's what it should be revealing to you. That they thinking about other stuff while you trying to
Yep.
figure out why ground beef costs so doggone much.
Exactly. Yep. And the thing about that is, this isn't just a United States issue. There are
It's
world
global.
leaders,
Mm-hmm.
world
Mm-hmm.
leaders who was on that man island. So I hope, hopefully, it shames them and get them arrested so they
Yeah.
can get the hell on. That's where like, we need to lift up the veil of this out of sight, out of mind situation. It's too many victims of these crimes that have finally said, I'm done being scared. I'm not hiding anymore. If y'all don't tell it, I'm gonna tell it. And I need them to tell it. Tell who all was there.
Please tell
Tell
me.
it. So these people can be dealt with, no matter how high up it go.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a lot going on. Did you get a chance to watch the 21 Savage interview with
I
Big
did
Bank?
not. I started and
Mm-hmm.
I saw the clip online where he was talking about how the difference between him and Kendrick Lamar and how they feel about the art of rapping.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 21 confirmed a lot of beliefs I had with majority of these rappers right now, that they don't have a
Right.
care for the culture, they don't have a passion for the art, and it is a money grab investment for them, which is why
Yeah.
the music comes across so bastardized and lack
Yeah.
of care. It's not talking about the things that our community is actually going through. They don't have an actual opinion in the music. It's meaningless. It's catchy, but it's meaningless. And it really it's sad because it's not gonna last if people are not
No.
doing it from a place of passion. How we're
Right.
able in current time to go back and listen to Aretha Franklin, to go back and listen to Method Man, still to this
Yep.
day, I'm listening to Mobb Deep. Still to this
Yep.
day, I'm gonna go back and listen to Missy. To this
Yes.
day, I'm gonna go back and listen to the Isley Brothers, right?
Yep.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, whomever, because there was a
Yeah.
passion for the art. So the art had authentic life experience ingrained in the music. So no matter
Mhm.
at what age and what stage, there's a relatability to how it sounds.
Right.
Rap is not going to survive if people are not authentic care in the music. I'm not going to listen to it 20 years, 40 years, 50 years from now.
No.
I won't have a
No.
reason to tell my grandkids about a 21 Savage. For what?
Right.
For what?
I don't have a reason to tell them about him now, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm just saying. You know,
Like
I've never
honestly.
listened to a full 21 album, but I wouldn't have a reason to tell my kids what you know about this. You don't know nothing
Right.
about this. Listen, I wouldn't have a reason to do that with him, but I would have a
Right.
reason to do that with the Kendrick.
Absolutely.
I would have a reason to
Absolutely.
do that with the J. Cole. I would have
Yes.
a reason to do that. And that's the difference between legacy and just making money off of it.
Right.
Um, to me, it is adjacent to colonization.
Mhm.
I feel like people constantly come into the culture and take, but don't give back to it.
Yep.
Um, I
Post
also feel
Malone.
like there's an
Post Malone.
element.
Mhm.
Post Malone, Machine Gun
Yes.
Kelly. We could go on and
Come on
on and
now.
on. So we got those people.
Mhm.
We also have the people who helped the colonizers along the way and sell out their own people in
Timberland,
order
Switzerland,
to
Swiss Beats.
call them,
Timberland, Swiss
call them.
Beats. Yeah. Mhm.
Um, and it's kind of sad because one of the things I think we fail at the most is gatekeeping.
Mhm.
We're so inclusive. We want everybody to feel loved and included because we know what
And
it's like to
welcome.
feel excluded and not
Yep.
welcome. So we have this
Yep.
thing about not making other people feel that way, but we have to get to the point to where we are okay with protecting ourselves.
Yep.
And a way that we protect and preserve our legacy is through the arts.
Yep.
We should know that by now. Art is
Yep.
transcends generations, right? Still to this day, we go to the museum and look at artifacts from 1,000 years ago, and we're able to
Absolutely.
tell the culture of that tribe or community based upon the art that they left behind.
Yeah.
So, what is that going to say about us if we're not leaving behind art that matters?
Right.
Are we just going to phase out and fizzle out? And 1,000 years from now, they won't be able to tell what we were going through in present time because you're not
Right.
putting it in the art.
Right.
We will disappear as if we never existed if it's not
Yeah.
put in the art.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about music, I'm talking about in the writing, literature, now that we are in a digital space, to all of those bloggers, Shade Room, people like that who like to just put out salacious things, but they're not really talking about who we are. You
Yeah.
guys contribute to that colonization of helping
And then
perpetrate.
especially our storytellers as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start telling better stories about our culture. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want all our stories to be based in trauma. That's where I'm coming at as far with the arts. Like yes, black people we do have a struggle and rap and hip hop started as a whole as us painting a picture through words of what we were experiencing at the time. But as we've evolved into storytellers, I want our stories to not be so trauma based. I want us to show us in a light of success and not just a Tubi movie. And don't get
Right.
me wrong, Tubi movies, they hit or miss sometimes. But can we just have like uplifting stories? Why do I hate that all our stories have been of overcoming something? Yes, that is part of
Mm-hmm.
our DNA, but it's always about us overcoming, having to
Yeah.
prevail over systematic systems. It's just like I want to. Can we just walk in happiness? Can we tell happy stories about ourselves sometimes in the
Mm-hmm.
movies and TV shows and stuff like that? The comedies are there. You know what I'm saying? We have comedic timing because we find something funny about everything. You know what I'm saying? Whether we struggling or not. But I'm just with the art of storytelling. Can we get in a space where our stories are not so heavy? That's where I'm
I
at.
don't want to hear no more drug stories. I don't.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
don't. I find it very hypocritical that y'all able to get excited over, you know, the drug stories, the power this, the BMF that, da, 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 and then you turn around and be mad at Tyler Perry because he putting out the same stuff. Let's make it
Right.
even across the board.
Yeah. That's why I said make our stories not so heavy. Our storytelling has to be better. And like I said, I'm never negating that we have obstacles in this country because we do. And there are a whole bunch of stories of people who were pioneers of things. Let's tell their stories.
And I want to say this too. These mass media companies, they want to pay for certain imagery of us. So I
Right.
understand the funding for some of these stories are there for a BMF versus a story about, you know, Little Miss Flint, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That would be a nice movie to have she be like, you know, a little superhero. I can imagine,
Yeah.
you know, how the same vibe Akila and the Bee gave about just like a
Right.
girlhood story. Like I can see a story about her in the theaters, right? But the funding for stories like
Yeah.
that is not available the same way. Some of
It's
us are
not.
gonna have to be on that Spike Lee stuff where you fund
Yeah.
within your community in order to get certain stories pushed out. We have
Right.
to cut the cord from these mega media conglomerates and say,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not going to sell my story to them
Nope.
because I can't trust you all with my story.
Right. Right.
We got to be comfortable with saying no. The same way we were just talking about journalists having the responsibility of ethics, I feel like media and entertainment, you guys have the same responsibility to it and say, I'm going to have boundaries on the type of narratives I'm going to push through my art. These other people that come to America from other countries, why do you think they come over with these perspectives? It's because they only see certain kinds of imagery of us in these major media networks. That's all
This
they
is true.
have of us. So
Cause
they
I
come
remember
over
on
here
the
expecting.
cause I remember on the press run for Black Panther, and they were saying how in some Asian countries they had never seen Black women look so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
With how
Mm-hmm.
the Black women and the soldiers, they was just, you know, how they were like
Mm-hmm.
badasses and smart,
Yep.
and they had never seen that before, and they were just like shocked. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, that for me was eye opening because why would y'all be shocked? What why would
Mm-hmm.
y'all depiction of us be always something negative? And then I had to remember that's all they've been shown. That's all
That's
they've
all
been
they've been
shown.
seeing. That's all they've been seeing. So
Yep.
yeah, if that's all they know,
Yeah.
we kind of contribute to that by
Yeah,
offering
this is
up our
true.
services to participate.
Yeah, this is true.
There needs to be a new reckoning of us going back to the drawing board and stop
Mm-hmm.
chasing dollar signs, stop chasing recognition, stop
Yeah.
chasing awards. Stop it. Because at this point, we know these awards ain't for us, the recognition ain't for us, and none of it is for us.
Yeah.
What are you willing to sacrifice? Because this in itself is a form of protest. Saying
Yeah.
no is a
Yeah.
form of protest. Are you ready and willing to do that? Are
Yeah.
you really ready to do that? Y'all sit on these platforms and you talk about in your suit how you independent this and you independent that and you make your own decisions. You a boss this and boss that. But
Who
behind
you
closed doors, when these contracts are really signed, you bending over.
okay, first of all, if you're gonna say Dame Dash name, just say it. If you're gonna describe
You
him, just say his
know,
name.
you know, you
If you're
know.
gonna call Dame out, just say his name.
I don't want no smoke from Toothless Dame. I don't want no smoke from him. I don't want no smoke at all. Okay? Because the shoe just don't fit him. The shoe fits a lot of people. The shoe honestly does.
You walk down his
Um,
street, Nisha. You walk down his street and
I,
kick his
I
door
walked
in
down the
now.
street. I did. I did. But you know who I really have a lot of respect for in the media space is Kevin on stage. He
Yes.
constantly talks about going the independent route and
Yeah.
depending on his community support
Right.
and not looking for the masses. Although it would be nice, he wasn't
Yeah.
delusional in how he was explaining. He was very upfront. Like it would be nice to be recognized, but at the same time, I know I can't depend on that recognition of others when this
Right.
support has been so consistent.
Right.
Why disrespect that when I know this
Right.
support has been so consistent? And I
Yeah.
really wish other artists were okay with just Black folks loving them.
I think that is the downfall sometimes because people are always chasing mainstream numbers. They want that mainstream money. They want that mainstream recognition. So it's a line that people they try to keep their integrity, but they want that money.
Yeah. And they like to tell us in our face that they have so much integrity. They like
Yeah.
to say it out of their mouth, but it's like I can tell by the deal you made, you don't. I can
Right.
tell by
Right.
the situation that you're in, you didn't. I can tell by the
Right.
ending product that you allowed some of your beliefs to be swayed.
Yeah.
I get offended when I hear people say things like, "Oh, the little raggedy Tubi movies, you know, shot that in the hood." Da, da, da. Have you seen how raggedy Lifetime movies can get?
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
seen how those little straight to,
Yes.
to TV movies can get on these other networks? What makes
Yes.
you think their movies are so much better than the ones on Tubi that was shot on the east side of Detroit?
Don't look. Okay. I'm not finna drag Tubi. The only thing I got an issue with Tubi is if the guy got shot, don't have a different person laying on the ground. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If a man is jumping the fence and he 400 pounds, I don't want to see somebody that's a buck 50 jumping that same fence and pick up where the 400 pounder start running. That's all I'm saying. That's
Okay,
all
stunt
I'm
doubles
saying with
are
the Tubi movie.
expensive. Stunt doubles are expensive. Somebody had to be cut off the budget. Okay?
That's all I'm saying with the Tubi movies. If the girl got slapped and she was light skinned when the hand hit her face, when you look at her on the ground and she dark skinned, That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying with the Tubi movies. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Y'all,
saying with the Tubi movies. That's all I'm
y'all,
saying.
regardless of what
Make it
T is
make
saying,
sense.
regardless of what T is saying, because we gonna slide right past that. We gonna act like she ain't even said it, Troy. We gonna act like she didn't even bring that up. Stunt doubles is expensive. We gonna pretend like this conversation never happened. Rewind.
Hey, we not gonna walk past that like we not gonna do it. We not gonna do it. That's all I'm saying with the
All
Tubi
right, it's a
movies.
fact.
Make it make
All right,
sense.
it's a fact. It's a fact.
Okay. But yeah. And I like some of that foolishness that I just described, but let's make our stories better. Like this is what is let's get back to music. I don't want to have Kendrick be the only one that's making us think. I don't want the clips to be the only one that's making us think. I don't want Tyler the Creator to be the only one that's making us think. If Jay-Z decides to come out of his pause retirement, I don't want him to be the only one to come out and make us think. Pooh Shiesty just dropped a song yesterday. The song hard, but you're perpetuating exactly why you ended up in prison in the first place, sir. So what do we do with information? So it's like I need the music industry to pick a struggle. Like I said, Pooh Shiesty song is hard, but it's talking about the exact same thing that landed him in prison. We saw what happened with NBA Youngboy. That boy had to cancel his show in Detroit and Chicago and the second day in Atlanta. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Um, did you watch any bit of the 21 interview?
I saw the clips. No, it's 3 hours long. And
Okay.
When Big Bank is talking to them, like I have to be locked in. Like I saw the clips, the Breakfast Club talked about it. I gotta be locked in because Bank be asking them real questions because his interview with Thug, like I got so much out of it with him talking to Thug. Cause
That
Thug,
was therapy.
yes, nobody talks to them, especially in the Atlanta streets, like Bank. So I will
Yeah.
always give him his prop. They always feel more comfortable speaking to him than anybody else. So when I watch it, because I am gonna watch it, I just want to be locked in so I can pay attention. But from the clips I saw where he talked about how Atlanta is a grooming ground for the streets and the
Mhm.
club, and he's 1000% correct. Now his words were misconstrued a little bit because Bank kind of corrected him because he called Atlanta a PDF, but Bank was like, "Wait a minute." He was like, "Well, maybe that's the wrong wording." He was like, "But Atlanta is a grooming ground," which he's absolutely correct because you got to remember with Atlanta, um, they club different.
It's a lifestyle.
Yes. They don't get there until 2 in the morning. The
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
streets
really
is
watch the
operated
interview and
different.
see. I'm gonna really have to watch the interview and go in depth. But the Eclipse video just came
Loved it.
out. Um, the vibe was definitely on point for the song. It matched.
Yes.
The energy matched to perfection. Okay. Um, what I liked about that is the visuals shows the overlap generations.
Yes.
How us millennials and Gen yo peoples.
Yeah.
What's your pick?
Showbiz. Oh, Generation X.
Yes, Gen X. How our experiences kind of overlap, and having those animatronics up there, that was such a generational shout out.
That was showbiz.
That was showbiz. And just like showbiz and those animatronics, how they were very popular at one point in time. And where they all at now? At dump sites, gone, skeletons of what they were.
Yeah.
Um, I like the fact that Tyler the Creator was sitting down like he had table manners in front of the pastor and Big Bro. And then just like a millennial, he couldn't contain himself much longer. And he next thing you know, he was jumping on the table.
Right.
I liked how they highlighted um each brother and both gave them their very specific vibe. Pusha T, he's showing the grill. He very much the boogeyman a little bit. He like, I'll be the villain since y'all like to give me that so much.
Well, Push thrives on being the villain. That's his MO sometimes, actually. So, hey, I love the video. I love the visuals. I thought it was dope.
I am going to listen back to the album again because I really thought this the one that was featuring Pharrell was gonna be the first video out
Hmm.
because Pharrell kind of took him to church a little bit, and that
He
was
did.
kind of the same vibe as the fashion show with the
Yeah.
choir in the background and stuff. So I really thought they was gonna keep that going.
Well, the thing is that since Pharrell produced the whole album, I'm sure they didn't want to overdo it.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that they picked POV as the next single because Tyler is such a huge Clips fan.
Baby, he was excited to be there.
When he jumped on the table, I said, "Oh, look at that baby having a moment."
He was excited to be there. He said, "Yes, I'm finally at the
Yes,
table with my big cousins. They let me come
yes,
outside." So
yes.
he was excited.
So I love that for him, and I hope they do more music together. Honestly,
I enjoyed the song. I'm not a Tyler the Creator fan. I don't listen to his music.
hmm
And I even sway back and forth on liking him on some of his behaviors. Like it's a turn off for me. But I did enjoy him as a feature on this song, and I'm not
yeah,
gonna act like I wasn't moving.
yeah,
He did his thing. I ain't
you,
even gonna front.
yeah. He had his fanboy moment, and I was happy for him.
Yeah, I was happy for him too, child.
Cause Tyler is one of them artists where when he don't really work with everybody, but when he is passionate about them, you gonna know. And he passionate about them
Except it's
Thornton
an
brothers.
acquired taste.
Yeah, yeah, he's passionate about them Thornton brothers.
Mm-hmm. Me too. And they chocolate skin was looking good, girl, in that
Baby, flawless.
They had Vaseline on their face. They was looking good.
I
They
said,
drink water.
that's how you
Drink
take care of
water.
yourself.
Mm-hmm. These men are
That's how
closer
you
to
do it.
50. So that tell you right there.
Malice is in his 50s.
Yes. Yes.
So,
They was looking good.
black only crack when you crack it or you smoke it. So
Oh my
take
god.
take that as the lesson, children.
Mm. We had a good little chat today.
We did. We did. This is a second of many. As this world keeps turning, we will have a plethora of material to discuss.
The earth is so toxic.
Yes.
We ain't gonna never have a lack of stuff to talk about because it's just ghetto right here. The earth is just going through it. And please know we'll be back talking about these things in the best way we can.
Yes.
Um, Honest feedback, honest
Yes.
opinions, keeping it real.
Yes. Yes.
Jasmine Crockett, this is for you, girl. I got your back. I got your
Back
back.
and front.
I hope we don't make the same mistake as last time.
Texas.
Nobody is perfect, but we got to do the right thing. We got to do the right
Texas,
thing.
tap in. Texas, tap in.
Please tap in. Please tap in. Thank you so much for everybody that decided to participate in the chat. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a cousin, tell your mama.
Yes.
Once again, I am Nisha LaShawn.
And I'm T Renee.
Until next time, bye.
We'll see y'all.
Have a blessed holiday
Bye.
season.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.